Namaskar. In this video, we will see the peripheral parasympathetic ganglions in head neck phase. Neuron means nerve cell and collection of neurons inside the central nervous system is called as nucleus, while collection of neurons outside the central nervous system is called as ganglion. There are four pairs of peripheral parasympathetic ganglions in head neck phase. The peripheral parasympathetic ganglions in head neck phase are four pairs. They are very small, pin's head size, and these ganglions are the ciliary ganglion, which lies in orbit, near the apex of orbit between optic nerve on medial side and lateral rectus muscle on lateral side. The second is pterygopalatine or spinopalatine ganglion. It lies in pterygopalatine fossa, suspended from maxillary nerve by two roots. The third is submandibular ganglion. It is situated in the submandibular region. It is also suspended from the lingual nerve by two roots. And the fourth is otic ganglion. It lies in infratemporal fossa, just below the foramen ovale, medial to mandibular nerve and lateral to the tensor palatal. Each ganglion consists of three roots: the motor or parasympathetic root. In case of glands, this root is secretomotor. The second root is sensory root, and the third one is sympathetic root. Out of these three roots, only the motor root remains in the ganglion, and the other roots just pass through the ganglion. They doesn't relay in the ganglion. The sympathetic root is vasomotor, means it causes vasoconstriction. The spinal cord gives attachment to 31 pairs of spinal nerves, and the part of spinal cord which gives attachment to one pair of spinal nerve is called as spinal cord segment. In the part of spinal cord between first thoracic to second lumbar spinal cord segment, the spinal cord contains the sympathetic portion which is called as thoracolumbar outflow. The sympathetic route for the peripheral parasympathetic ganglions begins in T1 segment of the spinal cord, and then the preganglionic fibers passes through the sympathetic chain and relays in superior cervical sympathetic ganglion. The postganglionic fibers surrounds the common carotid artery and its branches, internal carotid and external carotid, and also their branches. The sympathetic route for the various peripheral parasympathetic ganglions is provided by the sympathetic plexus, which surrounds the nearby artery. For the ciliary ganglion, the sympathetic route is provided by sympathetic plexus surrounding the ophthalmic artery, which is branch of internal carotid artery. In case of pterygopalatine or spinopalatine ganglion, the sympathetic route is provided by the sympathetic plexus surrounding the internal carotid artery. The deep petrosal nerve joins with greater petrosal nerve to form nerve of pterygoid canal. The sympathetic route for the submandibular ganglion is provided by sympathetic plexus surrounding the facial artery, which is branch of external carotid artery. The sympathetic route for the otic ganglion is provided by the sympathetic plexus surrounding the middle meningeal artery, which is branch from first part of the maxillary artery, and maxillary artery is terminal branch of external carotid artery. The motor route is the parasympathetic route, and in case of glands it is secretomotor. There are nuclei of the parasympathetic nervous system which are situated in brainstem, and these nuclei are Edinger-Westphal or accessory oculomotor nucleus, lacrimatory nucleus, superior salivatory nucleus, inferior salivatory nucleus, and the dorsal nucleus of vagus. The fibers beginning from Edinger-Westphal or accessory oculomotor nucleus are carried by third nerve, that is oculomotor, then by its inferior division, and then by its branch nerve to inferior oblique, and released in ciliary ganglion. The postganglionic parasympathetic fibers are carried by short ciliary nerves, and they supply the sphincter pupillae and ciliaris muscle. Sphincter pupillae causes constriction of pupil, while the ciliaris muscle causes accommodation of lens. The fibers beginning from lacrimatory nucleus are carried by nervus intermedius, that is sensory root of facial nerve, then by the facial nerve, then by its branch greater petrosal nerve, which joins with deep petrosal to form the nerve of pterygoid canal, and these parasympathetic fibers released in pterygopalatine or spinopalatine ganglion. The postganglionic fibers are carried by various branches of the maxillary nerve, the zygomatic nerve, then by zygomaticotemporal nerve. The fibers are given to lacrimal nerve, and they supply the lacrimal gland which produces tears. Some branches of maxillary nerve carries these fibers to the nasal glands and the palatine glands. The fibers beginning from superior salivatory nucleus are carried by nervus intermedius, that is sensory root of facial nerve, then by the facial nerve, then by its branch chorda tympani nerve, which joins with lingual nerve, and then the fibers release in the submandibular ganglion. The postganglionic parasympathetic fibers directly supply submandibular salivary gland, while some fibers are carried by lingual nerve to supply the sublingual salivary gland. The salivary glands produces saliva. The fibers beginning from inferior salivatory nucleus are carried by ninth nerve, glossopharyngeal, which gives tympanic branch, which enters in middle ear, and over the promontory it forms tympanic plexus. Tympanic plexus gives lesser petrosal nerve, which passes through foramen ovale and releases in otic ganglion. The postganglionic parasympathetic fibers from the otic ganglion are carried by auriculotemporal nerve to supply the parotid gland. The sensory root carries sensations. The sensory root for the ciliary ganglion is provided by nasociliary nerve. Sensory root for pterygopalatine ganglion is provided by maxillary nerve, while the sensory root for submandibular ganglion is provided by lingual nerve, and the sensory root for otic ganglion is provided by the auriculotemporal nerve.